I want to take the time to say thank you to my patrons. Your help has actually not only done so much for my channel, but has actually helped me personally to make it through this tough year. And I want to thank all of my subscribers, and well, thank you, and let's get to the show. I kind of feel like this episode has been a lot of like bitter men, and like I'm not trying to make this. It's just like a lot of shit that I'm trying to cross off the list. So if it seems like because I have a list, like you guys, like if I pull out my list of like shit videos that I need to make, like I constantly go through, and sometimes I don't do all the videos, and so some of them becomes dated, and so I can't do it. But like this one, I feel that will never be dated. So we have timpool. Yes, that timpool, that dim tool, that dumb fool, this timpool, and he's a little bit miffed about dating apps. Now, let's be honest. Dating apps are doing the gamification of people trying to find relationships, and their modus operandi is to keep you on the dating apps as long as possible in order to either break you down to actually start paying for the service, or keep you on that app long as possible to sell you sell you as a commodity towards advertisers. Now, if you want to have that idea, that critique of dating apps, how also big tech, because it is big tech, is actually using our need for human connection, especially in a year of dealing with COVID, or our need to kind of like reach out and have some sort of like bond or reproductive desire. Dating apps are shit. Like, we know that they're shit, and they're also used by predators to take advantage of, defenseless people, both men and women. But let's hear Tim Pool's critique of dating apps. Let's go.
Let me tell you a story. A story and a theory, hypothesis. I was talking to some like 22-year-old dude on the East Coast a year or two ago, and he was talking about how he never had a real relationship or anything like that. And I was like, man, you're 22? I was like, that's kind of, to me, that's crazy. And I realized something. When I was a teenager, and when I was, partying college years, and it was just like, I drank way too much, man. I used to drink and just party nonstop all day. I didn't go to high school, so I was just skateboarding, playing music, being drunk, going and partying. It was kind of wild. But the women that I would meet, we didn't have Tinder. We didn't have any of these apps. So what would happen is the women I knew in college only knew the men they met in college. So who are the guys in college? Well, this chick's 19 years old. She knows some 19-year-old guy. He's not got anything really going for him. He lives in a dorm. He doesn't have a car, but it's who she knows.
So, okay, let me stop it right here, and I feel like I'm going to be stopping a lot. Okay, yes, Tim, we know you're like almost 40. We know that. And we know at the time that you came up around that age, the technological apps weren't there. And I know that actually fosters, and let's be honest, that fosters a whole thing of, well, I'm the best choice out of a limited field. Like, and yeah, we have to deal with that. But now, like, Tim, dog, it's different now. And let's hear this anecdote.
So she dates him. Now he's 19. They, become college sweethearts or whatever. Maybe they get married. Maybe they don't. There's a lot of people like that. That's what's happening.
Not anymore. The game changed.
That's my theory. So I saw this guy. Then dating apps come out. Now, this college woman who's 19 or 20 opens up their app, and it's not just the 19-year-old guy. This is what I said to this 22-year-old guy. So I'll tell you what your problem is, and this is not absolute. I'm just saying, but I'll tell you, this is something you really face and that I didn't face when I was younger. I was like, look, I'm in my early 30s. I'm wealthy, successful. I got a conversion RV van. I can take you to an infinity pool on a roof of this luxury casino. And when I go on these apps, how is a 19-year-old college kid going to compete with that? So it's really simple. I'm not.
So wait a minute. Oh, he's doing the thing. He's literally doing the thing of women only want men with money. Wow. He's literally doing the thing. Wow. He's doing the thing. He's doing the thing that women only want men with money. Wow. Mind you, Timpool, who literally has a, compound in the forest that they built, they filmed the Blair Woods in. Okay, let's go.
I'm not trying to impugn the honor of these young women. It's very, very simple. If there's a 20-year-old woman and she swipes right on this like attractive 20-year-old guy or college, and they're messaging, and she's also messaging a 30-year-old guy. 30-year-old guy says, "How would you like me to pick you up in my, convertible, and we'll drive to my house? I've got an infinity pool I just built." And the 20-year-old guy says, "How would you like to come hang out at my dorm and watch movies?" And she's like, "Man, which one sounds like more fun?"
The person that you can have more of a connection with, is he unironically doing that? Women only care. He's unironically doing that women only care about money. And I know, here's the thing. I actually came up in a generation that had to deal with 2 financial crashes. Actually 3, because I was born in 82. The dot-com burst right before I was graduating high school. That led into the whole recession that happened, and people only stopped paying attention to because 9/11 happened. The 2008 recession. And of course, the COVID recession that was happening before COVID. COVID exacerbated it. But we are struggling. We are not going to reach the same level of financial security that our parents actually had. And he's playing to this fear. He's playing to this fucking fear that, oh yeah, rich people with money get to have more options, and you beat me to it. Kat was like, I miss when women didn't have any options. Yeah, exactly my point. But let's go.
There's more opportunity with the guy who's already established. Dating apps have opened that up and made it much, much harder, because now young men without the status and the wealth are competing against established men.
Yes, and adding to that is the 30-year-old guy isn't just texting one 19-year-old. So he's not just taking one off the market, which would be, mathematically, you would all kind of suss out. He's actually taking 3, 4, 5 off the market, because he's making them all. So it's the weird thing is,
they're unironically doing we have to find another word for that term. The 80-20 rule. They're unironically doing the 80-20 rule. Wow. They're doing the 80-20 rule. Okay.
online dating has ruined it for women, because a guy can just be like, hey dude, I need NUDESs. And if you're like, no, it's like, okay, I'm the 35-year-old guy. I'm about to fly to Paris. I'm picking out who I want to bring with me on this trip. You going to send them? No, see you later. Going down the list of you have not just your 19-year-old you can't compete, but it's not just one girl's been taken off the market now. It's really like 4 or 5 are being taken off by the top dogs. So you have the top of the food chain kind of guys having a monopoly, and then you have the younger guys who then just check out.
I want to stress too, like, more power to these women. It's their choice to be with whoever they want to be with. And I'm not saying that there's any violation of their autonomy or agency simply because they're engaged in this dating app game. I'm just saying there is it's a general hypothesis I have that I think the math will pan out, that young men are less likely to form bonds and relationships with women because of the competition in the market. But then my question is, what happens when those 20-year-old guys are 30-year-old guys without any dating experience?
But also, most importantly, what's going to happen to those 19-year-old women that do become 30? There's this weird kind of invert axis that happens, especially around the age of 30. I mean, it's becoming later and later on, but it's not good.
Wow. Like, unironically, they're feeding to the unfulfilled men stereotype. Like, I don't think Tim is as dumb as people actually say. I think he is smart as a worm is a bad use of the word. I believe he's cunning when it comes to his audience, and he is literally playing to the fears of men who can't get relationships. Like, wow. And then he's using the meme that after 30, women are all used up. Wow. Okay. That's how that's working. I guess. Let's go.
It's not good for men when they're young, and it's not good for women when they're older. So this is causing a lot of infighting that is causing a lot of relationships not to happen.
I gotta say too, I love like this always really pisses off the left. But I think it was OkCupid who did this study on.
They would never do that again. They would
oh,
never,
right. They deleted them.
Yeah,
they deleted these studies. It showed that I forgot what their metrics were, but that women have maximum societal value at young ages and men have none. And then around 28, men start going up, and it's around 22 men start going up, and around 22 women. I think 22 is where like their highest point.
Yeah, they peak at 22 to 25, and the man. So
25
25
they flip at like 30.
Yeah, so then a man's hitting prime time at 28 to like 36, and then the woman on the decline. So then what happens, which Luke says, is if you're a 30-year-old guy at the top of the food chain, you're going to be like, why am I going to date a 30-year-old who was dating 30-year-olds when she was 19 all through that when I'm 30 years old, I'm on top of the food chain now. Like, what are you going to do? And then women get mad because they're like, well, I have a career, this and that. And then, and that goes to the survey earlier.
They're unironically doing that the women are used up after 30. Like, they're unironically doing it that women who date, it's like, when they were 19, they were dating 30-year-olds. Like women have some odometer on their sexual parts. Wow. Okay, let's keep this rolling.
There's like one thing that really surprises women in a way that's unpleasant for them is most men don't care what your career is. You know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you can say, I'm a mid-level executive at the whatever thing. And if a guy's got his own thing going on, he's like, well, that's nice. I'm happy for you. Congratulations for your success. But I don't know, dude, I'm trying to like take a trip. You want to like get on a plane, or you got to call in sick at work, or you got to get vacation time or whatever.
Yeah, that's actually something I experienced.
Wait, do they unironically believe that every man over 30 actually has oogles of money that they can... Oh my God. Not only are they doing this sexist kind of MGTOW bullshit, they unironically aren't recognizing that a lot of people are struggling more than anything nowadays. Okay. Shit. Who says that timpool isn't out of touch? Oh wow. Let's continue.
Experience. I was in a relationship with fairly prominent media individual, and it was just like, you're doing your thing, that's really cool, then we're both doing our thing. And so there was no real opportunity to actually spend time together. It's like, if you've got your career and your career is the most important thing, I gotta be honest, all we really did was like sleep in the same bed. Like, night comes and it's like, how was your day? That's great. And then we didn't really do anything together. There was no shared mission.
Right. And it can't be that way. And I'm like what you said earlier, is if you're like 19 years old and you get to like have fun, that's your life, man. You know,
yeah.
Men are...
Did he just criticize whoever partner that he was with? It was like, well, no, we didn't do anything because you had your thing and I had your thing. No, chick, you need to pay attention to me and you need to worship me and you need to support my... Like, I get it. I do a streaming shit and I do my art shit. And I would love to have somebody that would like want to actually help support my shit. Like, I see like YouTube creators all the time that have their spouse actually help support them and shit like that. It would actually be wonderful if I had like a significant other that could actually help support my shit. But if they had their own thing to do, I'm not gonna shit on them. What you do is you plan to spend time with each other. But timpool doesn't realize this shit. Wow. Like, wow. this is just hitting all those MGTOW and red pill like talking points, isn't it?
Or women can do whatever they want to do. The question though is how mathematically that suss out. So then you have men kind of check out, and then men are kind of, I don't know, man, they're kind of lame. And then I know all these, because when you become a little bit more prominent, women will kind of start to talk to you a little bit more, and a lot of attractive women will be like, oh man, no guys hit on me, and I'm like, look, man, I don't know what you're trying to do here, but I'm not the guy who's going to compliment you. And then I found out, no, they weren't fishing for compliments. Men don't actually make a move. So I would be at places, and it's like junior high. I'm 43. It's like junior high all over again. So there'll be 4 girls over here, women, or whatever, young women over here. 4 guys over here. They're kind of like looking, and the guys don't make moves anymore either.
They're on their app. They're like, can I swipe?
They're like, I don't know, make a move or whatever. Whereas when you were, when you were in college, your age or my age, you had to go make a move, dude.
That's the crazy thing. I was thinking about that when I was, like 18, 19, 20. Every weekend, we would be at some random house party, and it was literally just dudes walking around, hey, what's up, to women and talking to them, and then they'd feel it out, and then they'd either leave, or that was it, like, congratulations, you met someone, now you're going to go hang out or do something. Now it's all, like, pre-screened on an app. Bumble, the woman who invented Bumble, becomes a billionaire, where only the women can make the opening move. Like,
oh, I bet that pisses him off. Oh, the women in charge of the sexual relationship, I bet that pisses him off. Let's go.
These apps have you know what? I'm not going to say this. I don't know what the long-term effects of this are going to be. So I'm not here to make like a harsh criticism of the dating scene or the choices of men and women. Just pointing out the differences that I've experienced and what I think might be affecting men and women at certain ages.
Well, I mean, we see the results, and I'm happy to make a prediction. The results are, if you're like a guy at the top of the food chain, you're King Kong again. You're in an aristocracy. You have all the cards on the table. We've returned to an aristocracy where you can live as a man a life that you couldn't have lived unless you.
The 80-20 rule, of course. The top 20% of guys taking 80% of the women. Fucking of course. Like, really? Oh, okay. We're almost finished with this because, this is disgusting to me.
You were like royalty in a previous time.
Yeah. I was talking to a friend about this. I was like, I think like a lot of this feminist liberation stuff and apps have been the greatest thing for like douchey alpha guys.
Oh, for sure. Without question.
Because now it's like they're going on apps and they're swiping around literally every woman. Then they wait for the woman, message them back, and they just, like, I love these memes where, like, one guy will message 50 women, the same thing, and go, oh, man, that you all saw that? Oops. Thinking it was going to be, like, a blind carbon copy or something. Yeah, so what I've noticed from a lot of this, there's a lot of regular dudes, clueless and cut out, and there's a lot of guys that are prominent, successful, wealthy, who are just owning the game.
And they're doing it unabashedly because they're leaning into the sexual revolution too, which is okay. There are guys who are just like, okay, I just don't do monogamy, dude. You got a problem with that? Fine with me. Whatever. This is kind of the way it's going to be. And everything.
Okay, this is where we actually cut this shit off. Okay. Yeah. So, we learned one thing today. That, timpool is a fucking idiot. And I'm sorry. Like, so here's my thing with dating apps. Yes, of course it's selective, and yes, sometimes with the dating apps, it's just not flattering people. Like, I fucking do dating apps myself. But at some point, you have to show a personality. That's for men and women. And I'm sorry, this whole thing that they're actually spouting and espousing that, oh yeah, money is ultimate lubricant. Like, no, that's not a thing. Like, just because you have money doesn't mean that women want to sleep with you. And also, to again knock out another bullshit ass talking point, it's the fact that women aren't just after fucking money, and they don't lose their value as a person to have a relationship after 30. I think we need to say that more and more. There is no age restriction on when somebody is good enough for a relationship. There's not. You don't hit a magical number of 30 and then women are not good. Or you can't use up sex. You can't. It's just impossible to do. You can't use up sex. I'm sorry. You can't use up sex. A woman's body, like, it's thing. Okay, for the guys that may be watching this that may be pissed off that I put Tim Pool's name in the video. Vagina can take a lot of abuse. It can. Not the rapey kind of abuse that's shit is sick, but it can take a lot of force and abuse. Women squeeze watermelons through the holes of the sides of openings of lemons. It can take some abuse. It's not going to be used up. It's not going to be bruised up. Like, after a long night of fucking, yeah, it may be bruised up, but you know what? It's the shit. It's the reason why it's called the snapback. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Like, let's dispel this myth right now. I have nothing else to say. I have nothing else to say. Me not being a Chad or a Tyrone, I still find a way of having company of women because I'm a man that likes women. I don't have a problem. And you know what? I'm not the most liquid motherfucker there is. But you know what I do have? I have a personality. And that's the thing. That's what actually gets a lot of people that you want to be in a relationship with. If you have a personality and they like you for it. But what do you know? I'm just an asshole still. Yeah. But anyway, guys, if you're watching this live, please thank you for sticking around through this video. And if you're not watching this live, come join us every Monday and every Wednesday. And now, for some masochistic reason, every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, where you can actually come and actually see these done live. Afterwards, if you're watching it on, YouTube later, please like and subscribe and share my videos. Please share my videos. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. It will be it's great. Like, help me out. Help me out. And yeah, maybe I'll make a video on the topic that you want to actually do. But when it comes to these motherfuckers, fuck these guys.
Hey guys, this is me, Crimson60620, and if you ever want to actually get some great art and help support my channel, help support me, check out my merch page at streamlabs.com/Crimson60620/merch. Here you can actually find great pieces of art put on t-shirts, and it'll be updated frequently with a lot of my other art. So thank you for support, and please enjoy the video. Thanks.